All right, we know convincing people to ditch old software tools is extremely challenging. Not because people are stubborn, but because they're comfortable. The unknown is dark and scary. I get it. Nowhere in this is more true in business than when dealing with salespeople and their sales processes. The good news is that even though Ontraport has a full calendar feature, your sales team can keep plugging away with their trusty Google Calendar if they prefer. With Ontraport's calendar two-way sync with Google Calendar, every event created in Google appears in Ontraport Calendar and vice versa. Your events will even pull in conference data from Zoom and add that info to your event in Ontraport. And what's more, the Ontraport Calendar feature lets you apply templates for your synced events, like your weekly team meetings to send notifications to your guest. All right, to set this up, you'll first integrate your Google Calendar in Ontraport. Then automate events using template rules, and finally, you will manage your integration. You'll start by hooking up your Google Calendar. Hover over your profile icon, click Personal Profile, click the Integration tab, and then click Sign In with Google button. You'll see a pop-up letting you know that when you connect your calendar to Ontraport, it exposes your events and contacts to other users on your account. So, assuming you trust the people you work with, this should be no problem. Click Allow to move on. From here, you'll pick the Google account you'll want to sync up. Click the Add button here and select which calendar you want to sync from the drop-down here. When you add more than one calendar, you'll see this default calendar field show up. Your account will use this calendar when you create an event, so select the one you want to use the most. You'll also see a toggle here to create new contacts for unknown guests. You probably want to leave this on so everyone you're having meetings with becomes a saved contact in your Ontraport account. When the time comes to send out reminders or follow up, you're all set. This can be particularly useful if you've got salespeople running around to in-person events or meeting with people who didn't fill out a form on your website. Those quality leaves will now end up in your account. If you choose to enable this option, your usage agreement pops up. Read these, check them off, and click Agree. There's one more section at the bottom of this page, Update New Events with Template Data, which is an optional but important feature. We're going to cover it in the next step. As soon as you click Save, you'll see another pop-up that asks you if you want to import past events. Choose how far back you want to go importing past events, then click Start Sync. And just like that, you're all connected. Now, on to step 2, automating events using template rules. Event templates are part of the larger Ontraport calendar feature, so if you need a refresher on them, check out our video and then come back. For now, just know that your event templates lets you set up, well, templates that you can reuse for recurring events. This includes stuff like event descriptions and types and notifications. So, if you want to send an email if your event start time changes or a reminder email 5 minutes before the event begins, you can set those up as templates and automate those sends. Click the Add button in the Update New Events with Template Data section. You'll see a pop-up with 2 sections, Conditions and Actions. In the Action section, you have a drop-down labeled Update Event with data from this template. From there, you can choose any of your existing templates. Keep in mind that if you leave this section with just an action selected, every event that syncs from your Google Calendar to Ontraport will use that template. If you want to use one template for your company's meeting and another for your onboarding calls, you'll use conditions to make that distinction. So let's walk through an example. For the first rule, I'll add the condition, if event title contains company meeting, then use the company meeting template. Then I'll add another rule so that all my onboarding calls use the onboarding template. You could have sales reps write up their own follow-up email in their voice and use these automated rules to determine which to send based on the calendar the event is on or the owner of the event. Or if you're in real estate, you could send different emails with different lockbox codes to different properties based on the location of the event. You get the idea, don't you? All right, last step, managing your integration. When you go to your personal profile and click the Integration tab, you don't see your Connect with Google button anymore. Instead, you have two buttons that help you manage your integration, edit, and disconnect. Click Edit to make changes to your integration settings. This is where you'll come to take advantage of those automated templates we talked about in the last step. If you click Disconnect, you'll see a pop-up that makes sure you understand that you are deleting your two-way sync, and if you resync your calendar, you will see duplicate events. If you are sure you want to disconnect, type Disconnect and click Continue. Then confirm if you want to keep your events that were synced or delete them. The Reconnect button only appears if there's an error that's causing your connection to fail. Just click it to get reconnected, and this button will disappear when you don't need it anymore. And congratulations! You've learned how to integrate your Google Calendar with your Ontraport account. Now, all of your events are synced in the same place, and you can set up automation and send notifications for your events. This is just the beginning of the Ontraport Calendar. Check out our Ontraport Calendar lesson for more information about how you can leverage this awesome tool for your business.